Have you ever wondered what happens when you don't winterize your boat for the winter? Join me in this vlog for some on-lake repairs, and we take a deep dive into why this motor has so much water in the oil, and at the end we have some jet ski fun. Good morning everybody, welcome back to the videos. We're going to be vlogging today. We have a crazy busy day. So right now I'm currently sitting at the lake and I'm waiting for pretty much a water taxi to give me a ride to the island. We're going to be looking at some trim solenoids. They called me last night. Guy's wife was trying to go out and said the trim got stuck. It was stuck down and she actually kept on, like she took the boat out. So I had to tell her like, no, if the trim pump's running, don't do that. So she brought it back. I overnighted some parts. So it is early. We luckily could get a ride across. I'm going to try and take care of this quickly. After this, we're going to run to the shop, grab a trailer that we did the bunk carpet on in the last video. And then we're going to head out. We're going to tow that boat in and bring it back to the shop. And after that, we're working in the shop the rest of the day. I will grab some parts on the way back. We have a Sea-Doo Spark to work on. We have this Malibu coming in for the full service to work on. And we have some outboards in there that need to be worked on. And very exciting, I believe we're filming the real first episode of the podcast this evening. So we got a lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff to get taken care of. If you guys are new here, you definitely should subscribe. That's what all the cool people are doing, is subscribing. So go ahead and check that out. We're going to have the podcast on this channel, as well as, I don't know, I've been filming daily vlogs. Yeah, we might be getting the daily vlogs in September. That would be like a big challenge for me that I think I could do. I know I could do. So yeah, maybe we'll give that a rip, but for now I'm going to wait for this lady and I'm going to film this one on the iPhone just so I don't have to drag my camera out there, as well as all my tools. And we'll touch base later. Alright, we made it down here. The boat's nice and moist this fine morning. Just for the hell of it, I'm going to hit the battery so the pump's not coming on. Let me go up to the switch and just see. So it is working. I'm here. I'm gonna put the new solenoids in. Alrighty, new solenoids are installed. We got the old ones out. Set the switch. Not trimming. Let's go up and make sure. Alrighty, so everything seems to be working. I'm gonna let this run for a little bit to charge the battery, because I know she's coming out here in a couple hours. So make sure the boat's all ready. I'm gonna get cleaned up, scrub the deck, get any footprints or any dirt out, and we should be all good to go. So that was successful real quick, less than a half an hour. Swapped out those trim solenoids, made sure it worked. Took the old taxi back, and as I came back, she was there. So I actually got paid on the spot. That's a win. Head back to the shop now. We're gonna grab this trailer, and we're ahead of schedule by 2 hours for today, so we're gonna be able to get a lot done. So we'll see you guys at the shop. We are hooked back here, and we're all ready to go. So I'm not gonna spend any time here. I'm gonna get this shut, and we're gonna head out and grab this boat right away. And then on our way back, we'll grab parts for the skis, and then I might grab all the shit that I need for this boat, and we'll do a full service on it. That one I might do a separate video on like how to do a full service on it. But for the vlog, you guys will definitely see that. We'll see kind of where we get. But for now, I'm heading out. We're getting after it, as always. Beautiful lake, kind of shallow. No gravel, not too bad. I'm gonna be grabbing the boat. I gotta walk over to the house, put her on the trailer, and then we'll get out of here. Here's the boat, and we're gonna take a look at that boat. That boat's getting serviced here. This one's coming with me. Look at that, dual track. Any way you want. Alrighty, boat is pulled out. It's actually a very nice boat. Beauty. Back in the shop now. Trailer made it with pretty low tires, couldn't tell without any weight on it. But now we need to get in, I hope I showed the clip of the dipstick. So I couldn't see any external water leaks just in the short time that I ran it, but I pulled the dipstick with it running and it was all milk. So obviously there's something going on in here. There's two things it could be. One, it's the block cracked somewhere. Usually on these, it's in between cylinders 3 and 5 and 2 and 4. Those center cylinders will crack. Or it's the manifolds. The manifolds have an internal crack, and as water's going through the jacket on it, it's leaking back in through the exhaust valves, and that's how it's getting in the motor. They said they ran it for like an hour, and it hasn't hydrolocked, but I wanted to get out, so I put it on the trailer right away. So now, I also stopped for spark plugs for the ski back there. Apparently nobody has those. So I have those on order. Those will be here tomorrow, so we'll deliver that back tomorrow. But for the rest of the day, pretty much, I'm gonna diagnose this and just see if he needs a motor, so then I can start working on quotes for that and get everything assembled, because he does want this boat to go back in his boathouse for the winter. That's where he stores it. And if we're gonna do a motor, we need to do it pretty quick, because with all the winterized stuff coming up, it's gonna get crazy busy and I won't have time for it. Realistically, you can have this turned around if there's no issues with like manifolds or other broken stuff. You can have it turned around quick if it's a straight up long block. The issue comes when there's a bunch of other shit broken as well, or that froze. So we'll go through that. At least I know what happened with this motor. It's in my possession and I can kind of take a look at everything. Someone else didn't take it apart, which is another big thing. But I'm gonna get this opened up. I'm gonna get you guys set up on the tripod. First thing we're gonna do is compression test it. We're looking for good numbers all the way around. If we see that the center 2 cylinders don't have compression, we kind of know the block's shit or head. And if we have good compression all the way around, we're gonna pop the manifolds off and we're gonna smoke them or borescope them first. And we're gonna go in the exhaust chamber, so where there should just be dry air, and we're gonna look around for cracks. And most of the time you'll be able to catch them. If we have good compression and cracked manifolds, it could literally just be a manifold job, which would save this guy a lot of money. So I'm gonna get you guys set up and grab my tools. Come on, open. Welcome to an Enmar 5.7. All right, first thing we're gonna do is remove all 8 plugs. Pretty simple on these because they don't have that water hose going down the bottom. I'm curious to know, like, if they filled the crankcase up with that much water, where it was coming out of. First cylinder doesn't have water on the plug. So this would be, I have to look this up every time. So this is 2, 4, 6, and 8. So 8 has no water. 6, clean, no water. 4, clean, no water. 2, clean, no water. Same shit on the other side. All right, start from the back. Cylinder 7, no water. 5, no water. 3, no water. Cylinder 1, no water. So that's a very good sign. We might not be doing a motor on it. With how much water was in the oil, you'd think that if it was leaking in through the exhaust, that it would get on the cylinders, but those spark plugs have shown no signs of water. I could borescope the cylinder now. I'm probably gonna crank it over without any of the plugs in, just see if it shoots anything weird out, and then get into compression testing it. But I'm gonna visually look at the side of the block, see if there's anything major going on. Freeze plug still in. Is that a cracked block? I don't know, that one looks a little suspicious. We'll just visually inspect the block on this side as well. So if you look, you can physically see that we're leaking out of the dipstick tube, so 100% water is coming in somewhere, but this side of the block looks pretty good. All right, well, let's compression test her. So I'm gonna use the gauge. I'm gonna start 246, 2468, 1357. All right, keep an eye out for anything shooting out the block. Well, before I do this, I'm gonna unplug the ignition control module and the coil, just to make sure we're not sparking. Six revolutions. Cylinder 2 sitting at like 148-ish PSI. So 2's good. This is why you winterize it, even if it's going in heated storage. That's why heated storage doesn't really make sense. Not sure if I mentioned this, the reason this thing blew up is the guy keeps it in a heated boathouse and his power went out over the winter. Cylinder 4. Cylinder 4, around 145. Not bad. All right, cylinder 6. Same, right at 145. And cylinder 8. Same, right at a little less than 145. So this bank's good. Let's move on to the other bank, bank 1. All right, starting on cylinder 1. Something I just noticed while cranking at that time. This crank is wobbling. It could be the plate on the impeller, but this is wobbling. Same compression, 145. This one's a little lower, closer to 138-ish, 138. So that was cylinder 3. We'll do cylinder 5 now. Back up 140. Last cylinder, cylinder number 7. That one's our highest, right at 150. So we know all 8 cylinders have good compression. I was really expecting those center 2 to be low. I'm trying to think now, it's gotta be manifolds, but I'm trying to think of like how these manifolds would push enough water through for him to say his bilge ran for like 10 minutes getting it out. Or how these manifolds are leaking into the block without it actually like getting the cylinders wet, because we're not blowing any water out. Unless it's like, I don't actually know. Let's pull these manifolds off and let's take a look and see if those are cracked. All right, so hopefully my camera doesn't fall. I'm gonna show you guys on one side and then I'll do the other side on my own. So how these manifolds work, we have water feed from the front. This is what's feeding water into the manifold, and then it's jacketed. So all throughout the skin, water goes through, it cools the exhaust, and it gets mixed into the exhaust back here. So that way the water is already on a downward angle going out to the exhaust. There's a crossover tube in the back. This is how you winterize them. So if you have the nice ones, they have a little coupler in the back, which is a garden hose fitting. And you'll hear as I disconnect this, we're draining out the manifold. So if I were winterizing this, I would undo that fitting, let all the water drain out of the manifolds, and then do the block plugs down below, drain out the block. This guy never did that. So little hose clamp in the front, 5/16. We'll pop off the front 2 hoses. Since the rear section is just a crossover hose, we don't have to fully disconnect it to get the manifold out. But I'm gonna fully loosen it and then I'll retighten it just up the hose so I don't lose this. It's better to reattach it on the hose so you don't have shit floating all over the deck of the boat when you're going to put it back together. So sometimes they get stuck. Give her a twist, break it free, and then try and work it out. It's difficult. Twist and pull helps. So our front's free. We have 2 clamps on the exhaust in the back. This we're gonna take off as we remove the manifold. You're not gonna be able to bend this hose, but we do need to fully loosen these clamps. Don't just get them to where they're moving on there. You need to get them fully loose, otherwise it won't come out. So they fully slip down. We're loose here, we're loose in the front. It's gonna be a 5/16 Allen. I'm gonna use an impact. You have to be really careful and use the right size socket because these will rust out. Make sure it's fully seated. Lucky me, they're coming out. So this is what the bolt looks like. Allen head. Be really careful with these. I'm gonna work from the out in, leave the single bolt, and then the exhaust will hold it in the back, but just be careful because these are heavy. So last one, I'm gonna just kind of keep some upward pressure on it. And now we'll move all of our stuff out of the way and we'll try and twist it out of the exhaust. This one's not wanting to come out. I'm gonna use a hose tool and kind of break the seal on this exhaust. Shove the pick in and try and swoop it all the way around. After that, now we can twist and pull. God, these are so heavy. Okay, now the fun part of getting it out of the boat. And put her on the bench. All right, I got you guys on the bench. I got the bore scope turned on. I will have this one linked down below in the description. This is a cheap ass borescope off Amazon, and it is awesome. It does incredible. It's got forward view, side view. You guys will see that as we shove this in here. But we're gonna start in the exhaust passage on the outside, and we're looking for cracks. Not seeing anything too crazy. We'll try the middle one. Get me some room in here. If I find the crack, I'll record it. Not seeing a whole lot yet. I'm gonna switch it to the side view. Now I'm gonna kind of go vertical in there. See if we can see anything interesting. Is that it? Where the hell was that? Get some buildup. Is that a crack? I'm not seeing anything crazy decisive yet. If this thing was gonna crack, it would be at the base where the water sits. I'm not seeing anything substantial. This one's not looking bad, and there's no rusty water kind of coming through the manifold. So I'm gonna take the other one off and also take a look in the motor, in the cylinders with the scope, and just kind of see. All right, we got the port side manifold out. So I looked at the valves on the boat, and it looks like cylinders 2 and 8 on starboard side, the valves look wet, and cylinders 3 and 7 on the starboard side look wet. So the same cylinders on both sides look wet. But looking inside these, the typical spots where they crack don't look bad. The last thing it could be is intake manifold. We've got some water droplets in here, but no cracks. It's got to be that intake. Intake or block, but it looks like the water is just going straight in the oil pan. I'm hot as fuck. I need to think about this for a second. Manifolds look good, block looks good, cylinders don't look rusty. There's a shitload of water in the pan. It's got to be intake, but you would think intake manifold would leak it into the intake going into the motor, and then you'd still have wet pistons. All the pistons look dry. No rust, no water, nothing. Let me think. All right, everybody, so we finished up. We took a little break. We just filmed another episode of the podcast, the real first episode. So that's exciting. On this boat here, you guys saw where we left out. We scoped both manifolds, looked in the motor. Everything looks okay, but I think it's gonna be intake manifold. I gave the guy an update and kind of let him know where we were at. And he pretty much told me to hold off for a little bit. He wants to see if him and his wife are just gonna sell it or if they're gonna actually dive into it, because like I said, they use the thing once a year. So we're kind of at a standstill on that. I need to grab spark plugs for this, but this is back by where I live. So I'm just gonna grab them on my way in tomorrow. But tomorrow for sure, this thing's going back out. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Obviously I have Spanky here with me. What were we talking about? Oh, so I posted episode 0 of the podcast on YouTube unlisted, just kind of testing, essentially practicing. So it's unlisted. You have to have a link to watch it. But like, I watched it a couple times, or like getting through it. Is that nav light on? No. Shout out my dog in Sweden. He just commented on the video saying that he liked it. I have no clue how he watched it. Literally no clue, because you have to have a link to watch it.
And I literally just looked on my phone. It's not on your channel.
Yeah.
So I don't know how he found it.
Crazy.
So now it's private.
Yeah, but this one going out, I gotta finish this video. We're gonna see kind of how long it is. I might extend it into tomorrow. We're gonna be running a lot of uploads. A lot of stuff to do. It's getting busy now. Winterize is coming. We already started, but I think I mentioned this in this video. We closed on a storage building, so that was such a huge thing. Now we're gonna have content non-stop. And then we're gonna have the podcast as well. So I'm still aiming for 2 uploads a week and then the podcast. So I'm just kind of adding shit on, but I think it's obviously possible. Just have to commit to it. Need Spanky filming some more.
Do we know what day? We'll talk about that part.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Sundays.
You want to do a weekend upload?
Yeah, like a Sunday upload. When do people normally post?
Podcasts are like Monday, Wednesdays, Friday. They post like any day.
Well, we have to be different.
Well, Sundays are I'm pretty sure those are pretty rare. So if you want to post on Sundays.
You guys tell me. All I need is one guy to comment.
One guy is
If one guy comments and says like a fucking Wednesday morning and nobody else comments, guess when I'm gonna post it? Wednesday morning.
Also, it's only video right now.
Yeah, it's going to be video on this YouTube.
We gotta figure out we gotta figure out, one, if we want to post it. I don't know how well you guys can hear me, but we're talking. One, if we want to post it on the same channel, if we want to make a separate channel for the podcast, and two, if we have to figure out the audio thing.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously have the audio for it, so I could just.
Right, but I don't know how easy it is to. I guess you can just edit the video and then
take the audio. Port forward.
What, do you play Minecraft?
All right, so I'm going to leave you guys here for now. Nothing really left to finish up. I'm waiting on an impeller for that thing still. So we will get out of here, and maybe I'll see you guys in a little bit. Maybe I'll see you guys in the next video. What is going on, everybody? Nope, we're just continuing this video. Didn't have enough, or long enough, didn't have enough footage. The video wasn't long enough like I wanted. So we're gonna continue on today. I'm pretty much gonna be filming the first half of the day. The second half, we're just gonna be moving shit from the old place. I pretty much need the rest of my tools. I need to move the gantry in here and kind of figure out something with that. So I'm not gonna film any of that, but we need to get out that day. Picked up my spark plugs for the ski. We got 3 of them, so we're gonna do a full set on it. I'm gonna get this moved out, and we're gonna slap these plugs in, put the top cap back on, run it here, make sure it's all good. And if it is, we're heading straight out to the lake. Gonna dump that in. I have a special guest coming on this evening. Actually, I don't know if he's gonna be in the video. I might pick up a clip with him, but Trent, shout out my dog. That metal bench, the fiberglass one in the back, he donated. He gave me this vise, which is sitting on the bench here. And then there's a bunch of other shit. All those yellow little storage shelves back there. He gave, so shout out my dog. Anyway, I'm gonna get you guys set up. Let's get these plugs in. Let's get this Jetski out of here. And let's make some room in this shop. I might tonight go into that Malibu anyway. The guy doesn't wanna put more money into it, like into diagnosing it, if it might need a motor or something. So I think I'm gonna do it for free. I think I'm gonna take the manifold off and just actually figure it out. So then, even if he does sell it to someone else, at least the person will know what's wrong with it, rather than it just being a guess and them having to spend money. So I don't have an issue doing that. That might be later. All right, so before we throw these in, these are, what plugs are these? CR8EB. So always confirm that they're just the same. They are. Pre-gapped or not, I'm gonna check it. 31 to 35 is what we're looking for. This is right at 30. It's a little tight, but we can open that up just a hair. 31. So we'll gap all of them, throw them in, and fire this baby up. Dude, the flies in here today are brutal. It's because Grant fucking spilled his Qdoba on my floor. This one's 31. That's why you check the gap on your plugs. You guys see that? That thing's like closed. Closer to 31. Tighten these guys by hand. Throw the coils back in where they were. Plug them in on the way down. These coils still have a shitload of dielectric on them, so I'm not gonna fuck with adding it. Now we have one more plug. Make sure that clipped in, we're all good. Double check our work. Make sure we have all of our belongings. Now we throw the cap on. All right, well, let's fucking do it then, I suppose.
Place like Venice in the 90s.
We got her finished up, top cap's on, it's running a hell of a lot better. I thought about dumping it in the lake around here, but I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna go straight down there. I don't have any help, and the house is like, I think like a mile and some away from the launch. So I'm going for a hike again, but that's okay. This is the main thing we needed to get done today. The rest of the stuff's moving, so we have a little bit of time. So yeah, super happy with that. Obviously, It takes a little bit of time putting it back together, making sure that every screw, every washer's in the right spot. But yeah, we're all good to go. We're strapped down, we're safe. I'm gonna hook it up to the truck and let's get out of here. All right, so we're running it on the trailer and forward. No more vibration. Much better. Alrighty, so ripped her around for a second. I'm gonna go park at the house and then walk back here to take the jet ski over. I definitely thought I was gonna go for a run, and I did. Cardio's not that great. Ski remains. Let's hop on and get over there. Trailer's dropped. How the fuck do people hold these? Trailer's dropped. Now we're gonna head back, I think, to the old shop. Start moving shit.